Hello there, Bobo, the big climber is back.
Today I'm going to talk about an important guy called Middleman.
Okay,
You know, why why should we go through a middleman? All right. Let me show you something like that. We can always trade, between you and me, right? And without going through a middleman, right? This is exactly why Satoshi Nakamoto uh, designed the Bitcoin exchange or the Bitcoin transaction. Right? Why do we need to buy and sell through a crypto exchange? Okay. Why do we need people like Binance, Gemini, Coinbase, whatever? Isn't it the concept of Satoshi Nakamoto not to go through a middleman, right? Bitcoiners should trade direct, right? Since Satoshi designed a free, open source Bitcoin ecosystem, all right, for direct transfer of payment, someone should pick up from there and design an open source decentralized platform where the consumer, the Bitcoiners, and the merchant can transact or make transfer payment without having to go through a middleman. You know, this is a decentralized exchange. You go through without a middleman. All right. After all, Bitcoin transaction is trustless, right? You don't even have to know who the other party is, all right? Who that guy, whether it's even if it's a person or not, doesn't matter. You still can transact with him. So actually, the day of uh, I'll call it reckoning is already here. Okay. But in a very small way. Take the case of the El Salvador. Salvadorian is already uh, sending the money from the US to their family in El Salvador. All right. It is quick, it is cheap, saving the poor Salvadorian a lot of money. An immediate case of Bitcoin saving in transaction fee. All right. It's only happening in El Salvador now. All right. It is. It has not reached the other part of the world yet. Well, most of the world are still, or we still live in a world that is fiat-controlled environment. All right, the monetary system is in the hands of the government. Probably the first mission of Bitcoiner is to take that monetary system out of the government's hand. Then, through direct peer-to-peer transaction can be achieved. Well, That day hasn't come. Only when Bitcoin achieved its globally trusted currency status. All right. El Salvador is a good example. Assuming the Bitcoin is well used by El Salvadorian, it becomes part of their everyday money. They use it day in and day out, buy a cup of coffee or to pay a business transaction. It becomes everyday normal, even if there is a change of government, let's say, all right, a new political party came into power. They try to change the habits or the daily habits of the people who are already so used to the Bitcoin payment. The new government will have difficulty, all right, to stop it anymore. So long as the people and the business agree and trust their among themselves, they can still use Bitcoin as a medium of exchange, and unless the new government of the day is able to devise their own sovereign currency, which is unlikely given the weak history of their own fiat currency. It is impossible to force the people to use US dollar as well, since US dollar is deteriorating and debased. Will the people trust another foreign currency? Chances that it will get depreciated, and when it comes to measure with Bitcoin, whose advantage are well proven. Well, next in line will be Central South Africa and more South American and African countries. Chances are it starts from the least developed countries because they are the one in the most needs of a neutral and honest currency, Bitcoin. They have no other choice. There's this no choice might migrate to even the more developed country once those countries also start to lose confidence in their own debased currency. Who created the unfair and unequal world in the first place? Who caused the inflation and stagnation? People on the top who think they know how to run the country's economy, people in power who formulate all the advantages to their own selfish ends. All right. If only all politicians, bankers, and economists are sincere, honest, and fair, as demonstrated in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Yes, it's a dream, but that day will come. All right. It will. It's only logical, right? Such dream should come true one day, no? People on top are forced to be fair and honest. No other way. When we move into the Bitcoin ecosystem or Bitcoin standard, any newcomer should be able to participate in this free platform to buy Bitcoin directly. Any Bitcoiner should be able to buy and sell in this free decentralized platform without having to go through a third party. Any merchant should be able to accept Bitcoin payment and change back in this free platform, or without a middleman, without having to pay an agency fee. Third party like bank, exchanges, credit cards, payment gateway, and the like of Apple Pay, Samsung Pay will be out of business in times to come. All right. Bitcoin ecosystem has not achieved this Satoshi Nakamoto objective yet, but it will be there. Mark my words. This should be achieved if not for the traditional money exchange regulation by the most government today. So, while Satoshi already fulfill its peer-to-peer transfer globally that cannot be sanctioned, interrupted, or even banned by any government, this free open source decentralized platform has yet to be put in place. Okay? Unfortunately, we still live in a world controlled by corrupted politicians whose interests are to themselves rather than to the general public. It will take time to even the playing fields and gradually get rid of corrupted politicians and return the power to the people. It's a question of time, but it will come. All right. Bitcoin is slowly chipping at the politicians' heel, getting rid of corruptions and eroding their influence and corruptions gradually. Okay? When? We should start to see all this happening within the next 10 years. Thereafter, one by one, nation by nation will fall onto the Bitcoin standard. Corruption will be eradicated. Citizens began to see and realize the effect of the Bitcoin standard. By then, my friend, we will see a cleaner world, and that is hopefully our dream. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.